Good morning, this is June 6th, 2023 at 9 a.m. and this is the Health Committee. Would you take roll call, please, Amanda?
Ducat?
Yes.
Geiger?
Yes.
Hughes?
Here.
Whitlow?
Here.
Awful?
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll make that motion.
Second would be Paul. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And the claims, everyone looked at the claims? May I have a motion to accept those?
So moved.
Second,
I'll second.
take roll.
Ducat? Geiger?
Yes.
Hughes?
Yes.
Whitlow?
Yes.
Awful?
Motion carried. Public comments? No public? All right, may we have a report from Animal Control? Jill?
So in May, there was a total deposit of $3,250 for registrations. We currently have 19 cases open. We have 4 dogs and 3 kittens that are waiting to get placed. We had a lot of bite reports this month. Most of those open are bite reports waiting for the 10-day quarantine follow-up. The officers closed 15 cases in May. There was 4 dogs running loose, 5 bite reports closed, 2 abandoned non-claimed. They were both dogs. We had 2 euthanized. 1 was involved with an animal bite, so we actually had it, we euthanized it, and then we had another one that was super aggressive, and we ended up euthanizing him as well. We had 1, which is kind of odd for this kind of year because it's warmer, but we had 1 cat that was stuck up in a truck that we ended up getting. And then we had 1 bat that tested negative. I can't remember if the bat, I think we got it last month, but we got the results this month, so I'm just reporting on it this month. So that's about it.
All right, so with the euthanization, since we don't have a vet, how do we do it?
Kankakee County has been handling all of my, if I need anything euthanized or sent off, like a bat or a dog or a cat, anything like that. I will use Dr. Malazzo if she can get the animal in, but most of the time I have to make an appointment and that's 2-3 weeks out, and if I need it done now, then I have to take the trip to Kankakee.
Okay, so where is this
Gilman,
Gilman, okay.
yeah, she's Gilman. She actually just did another one for me last Thursday, so waiting to see how that turns out, because we ended up sending the head off to Springfield to get tested.
Any questions for Jill? Thanks, Jill.
Yeah, I'm just curious, where is this Dr. Maslow?
Dr. Malazzo, she's in Gilman. She's
No,
the
I mean, where at?
Animal Medical Center. She's right on the main North Central. She's in the old
Where Dr. Sleep had his thing?
no,
not
no.
there.
She's in that used to be. She took over the building that used to be a hair cutting place, and I'm not sure what the building next to it used to be. She took over 2 of the buildings up front, but it's on the
Ain't right by the grocery.
Pretty close to the
pretty
old
close to the
man.
grocery.
West side of the road.
Yeah, it's right down
Oh, west
from Cantina.
It's on Central Street.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Mhm.
All right, any more questions? All right. Iroquois County Public Health Department, Eric Cece, please.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning.
While we're still in that same thing, yes, a lot of animal bites in the past month. Nothing tested positive for rabies.
Are they running loose or what?
Honestly, not sure. I think it's a mixture of, it's a mixture of loose animals and animals that are owned, and one was a bat, so it's a wild animal. So
Kids out of school.
it's all
What time?
kids out of school, wandering into yards. I mean, I have this problem with myself when I'm an adult. When I see a dog, I want to pet it. But it's bad behavior because you don't know. So, in short, a lot of animal bites. All right, but looking at the front page on the top, let's see what we got here. In food sanitation, you'll notice 6 food complaints. That's a little high for a month. 4 of those were from one individual that was calling about any place he frequented. So, of all 6 food complaints that you see in this report, all 6 were followed up on and none of them were substantiated. But when we do receive a food complaint, and the complaint is valid, so the individual isn't just leaving it anonymous, they're being specific about what they think the problem was, when they experience the issue, where they leave their name and phone number for us to recontact them if we need to. We do follow up with it, and we look into it specifically, but we followed up on all 6, nothing was substantiated.
Was it the same person calling on that?
For 4 of them, yes.
4 of them?
In West Nile surveillance, you notice we've started that up again. We're no education about that. So every year during the warmer months, we set up mosquito traps where there are already good mosquito populations, so we can take samples of those populations and we round them up 2-3 times a week, and we'll test those mosquito samples to see if anything is positive for West Nile virus. You'll also notice we've already sent 3 birds to the state lab for testing. Nothing's come back positive. There have been positive mosquitoes found in the state of Illinois, up in Edison, northern Chicago. Usually there's West Nile found in the state. It's a little early, but nothing here. But we've started that program up again for the year. After a break last month, we got out 8 radon test kits, just minor of a normal free thing we do for people. You pick up a radon test kit from us for free. Nothing really outstanding on the first page unless you guys got any questions before I flip. Okay, nothing really outstanding in immunizations, all pretty run-of-the-mill stuff for our time of year. I will say the COVID-19 pandemic has officially ended. We've been, over the course of the past year or so, kind of easing back into normal business. COVID-19 is a part of our daily lives now. We factor it into everything else, like everything else. J&J vaccine, you'll notice, NA, we don't offer that anymore. That's pretty much been taken off the shelves, so, by the federal
Reason
government.
for that?
I think initially it was emergency use authorization. J&J was the first single-dose vaccine that came out for COVID-19. And I think now that it's no longer an emergency, the emergency use authorization wasn't really needed anymore, so they took it back. And there's another single-dose vaccine called Novavax that you see below that we offer too. So, animal lights, 10 of them in the month of May. I kind of just talked about that. 22 confirmed coronavirus cases. 2 of those did result in deaths. So, although the pandemic is over, it is still a problem. 1 COVID-19 outbreak that was at a long-term care facility. It's only 2 individuals, but at a long-term care facilities, even more than 1 is an outbreak because it can go downhill so fast. One salmonella case that was confirmed, but it was also traced back and that person acquired the salmonella in Mexico, so not locally acquired. Any questions on that page? Keep on flipping. Tuberculosis program. 2 new cases investigated. 1 of those turned out to be not a case. 1 of them we're still waiting on results. So, TB is something we pay special attention to. Not something we have to deal with very often, but in other counties specifically, yes. But not something for us, but we do try to keep an eye on that. Nothing else really outstanding on this page unless anybody got any questions. And nothing else really outstanding on the last page. You notice our vision and hearing screening numbers are down. they're supposed to be, schools not in session. There you have it. In other news, school is out, so we have our 2 school nurses back in our office. Whenever we have that opportunity, the school nurses do our best to relieve our other staff nurses that we have. You know, staff want to take vacations and whatnot. But also, we'll try to do a little more public education during the summer. So, we'll be working on that. Health department hired a new senior services professional. They started last week, so they're getting trained. So, hired a accounting employee that moved from one department to ours. So they're already familiar with the area. And there you have it.
How is, the EMT, not EMT, but the, you know,
The dual position between EMA coordinator
EMA,
and the
yeah.
FEB coordinator, we're still conducting interviews. I think we have one or two more interviews scheduled, and then probably do a second round of re-interviews with individuals. So,
something else that I remember before COVID, you were, your department was doing some kind of like a little instructional thing of what your, oh my goodness.
take your time. I'm here on your time.
It's not a training, but you would show us things that the department would do. Can
Sure,
you come back with that again?
sure, we could do that. That'd be fine.
It's interesting to know what they do and how they do it.
It's something that's actually been on my mind. I'm trying to use another
Now
position.
that
I
you
got
got more people, you know, hired and.
got more people, and I got 2 new directors as well, so trying to let them ease into their position. But yeah, we can get something like that started next month.
I know with COVID, it stopped it.
Yeah, we'll get something here next month to
Very good.
educate.
Oh, huh?
I'm gonna ask some questions.
Go ahead.
All right. Employees, so did we lose a few employees this past month?
Not this month. Last month we did lose one of our community health employees.
Okay.
Got a new job at Gibson Healthcare, and we're not going to replace that position. The employee was valuable to us, provided good services. Specifically, we don't need that position anymore. So I'm taking a little step back, and in the coming months, probably after I get a new FEP coordinator, I'll be looking to hire a different position. And I got to talk to my Board of Health about that. I kind of already have, but going to reformat the position and hire a different position. I don't want to say too much about that because I haven't posted anything yet, and I'm not ready to. But yeah, but that I think that was one before last.
And then grants.
Grants. Yep, grants are going well. It's grant season for the health department. All of our annual grants are coming up for applications, so we've been turning in applications left and right. It's also the end of the state fiscal year, so we've been doing a few grant revisions to making sure that we're spending all of our grants that we currently are using. As an example, our tobacco grant, our West Nile virus grant, our CCU Workforce Retention grant, and our FEP grant are all getting revised presently in the process, so we can utilize as much of those funds as possible.
I'll leave it at that. Thank you.
Anything else for Eric? Thank you, Eric. All right, we'll move on to rescheduling July Health Committee meeting since it does fall on the 4th. We kind of did a little discussion about possibly July 5th at 9 a.m., which is on Wednesday. What are all your feelings on that?
Sounds good. Wednesday, 9 a.m.
All right. So do we have any old business? New business? And can I have a motion to adjourn? Paul, second. Doug. All right, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Aye.